Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. But today I have a good hot topic I want to talk to you all about. And this is a real life experience that I had went through. And I just want to share it with you all. But before I go any further, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and also tune back in for more future content that I'm going to be doing on this channel. So welcome to Frederica Chosen. Listen, I want to talk about what the title on this video, getting kicked out of church. Yes, definitely did get kicked out of a church. Me and my husband was a part of this ministry. We was serving there. I will not say their name because I do know order and I still do have respect for people. And also, I don't want to be messy, but I do want to share my experience with you all because these things is happening even in the church on today. And so folk is wondering why people don't want to come to church. Folk is wondering why the seats are empty in the building of the church. Well, let me tell you about my experience. Years ago, me and my husband was a part of this ministry that we was serving at, meaning that we was like we are part of the leadership. We was preaching there. We was praying for people. We were literally, doing our thing, doing what we were supposed to be doing there at the ministry, helping the ministry. And we knew we was going to be there for a short amount of time. But, while we were there, before we transitioned over to another location, we wanted to still serve and be obedient to that, the call on our life. So one Sunday, me and my husband went to the church, and generally the pastor, he likes to do Facebook Lives when he's preaching or ministering. And so this particular Sunday, he was doing that, but he told the person that was actually filming him preaching to turn it off, to shut it down, shut the live down from Facebook and stuff like that, because he wanted to tell me and my husband something. And this was in front of the whole congregation. This was not done privately. This was done in front of everybody. And he was fluent though. He's an amazing man of God. And don't get me wrong, he's an amazing man of God. But one particular Sunday, he told us to stand up. And me and my husband stood up. We thought that he was going to release a prophetic word. And he did in the beginning, but then it shifted. So this is what he said to us. He said some good things about us, about, being in ministry, being prophetic, who God has called us to be, what he wants us to do. Then all of a sudden, before he ended that, he said, but they want me to kick you and your husband. No, he said, but they want me to kick y'all out the church. Me and my husband looked and was like, why they want, who is they? And he said, but I can't do it because you all are glory carriers. And we was like, okay, this is weird. This is odd. Because at this point in time, we was like, who wants us to be kicked out? Who is putting this in the ear of the apostle at the church? Like, what's going on? Because every time that we come, we getting hugs, we getting, hey, how y'all doing? So then we start looking at everybody different. Like, okay, there's some haters in here. But this is why I wanted to share this with you all. This is one reason why I wanted to share this with you all. People will get upset and jealous of the anointing on your life. They will get intimidated. It ain't got nothing to do with you. Actually, that didn't have nothing to do with my husband. They was mad about how God was using us. They was really mad at God, but yet they wanted us out of there because they knew that God had chose our vessels to use us the way that he was using us. So people became jealous. They were jealous. They was in the pastor's ear telling him to kick us out the church and all of this. And we was just totally confused because we thought that we were getting, we was around people that loved us. But actually these folk didn't love us, didn't care nothing about us. So this is how we knew that we was dealing with some other things that was within the church. So we stayed a little while after that. But then God instructed us to go on and leave. And I believe that if God didn't tell us to leave, that the board of that church would have kicked us out, because the apostle already done spoken and said that they wanted him to kick us out. We don't know who they were. We didn't know if it was the leadership or just people in the church. We didn't know. So we went into deep prayer about it, me and my husband did, and then we stayed a little while after that, maybe 2 or 3 months after that, and then God instructed us it's time to go. So we left. We left the ministry. But this is why we have to be careful who we connect with, who we sit up under, who we serve, right? Who we are connected to, because the intimidation spirit rises from people. They will get upset and mad at you about how God is using you and will come up against you. And mind you, it's not the person, it's a spirit behind it. So I'm saying this to say this to you all on today. It's good to serve. It's good to be connected to people. I'm not saying don't do that, but be careful, be easy, and be in prayer about everything. See, we had no idea, even as prophets of the house and being used the way God was using us, this it was actually an enemy behind the scenes trying to get us kicked out. We didn't know, but it was an experience that I believe God wanted us to experience, because I believe that one day when we become leaders of a church or run a church or have a church or something, or if God put us in that position, that we don't move the same way that they were moving. So it's all good. Folk are so busy ordaining witches and warlocks, right? In the churches, they are ordaining these folk and running the real true people of God and the real oil out the church. And this is a problem. My husband keeps calling, sorry about that. But this is a problem that we have to make sure that we don't follow those type of footsteps when people are doing this, even when we get in position. I love y'all with the love of God, but I wanted to share that experience with you all, because I definitely has been there before when folk didn't even want you in the church. And I got some gospel rap music coming out, and I want y'all to check it out, because it's called, the album of the music is called Testimony. I will be rapping completely about my testimony, about how God has been good to me and how he has brought me out of certain things, and he's still dealing with me about certain things. But all honor and the glory belongs to the Lord thy God. So I thank you all for tuning in. If you like these type of videos, drop it in the comment section, like the video, subscribe, and also make sure you stay connected with me. Let me know what kind of videos that you all want me to upload and talk about, because trust me, I can talk about a lot of things. I've experienced a lot, not everything, but I've experienced a whole lot that I believe that not only I have experienced it, but some of you all as well. Until then, I'll see y'all later. God bless y'all.